The story I'll be reading is The Cunning Fruit. It is from the book The Magic Drum and Other Favorite Stories. The author is Sudhamurthy. Udanka was a rich merchant with a vast business in North India. He had travelled all over the country and had seen amazing sights during his travels. One day, his son Banu Verma said to him, "Father, you have seen so many new places. I have seen nothing. I am very keen to see the sea you described to me. Please let me go to the seaside." Udanka thought it was a good idea too and made arrangements for his son to travel to a South Indian town by the seashore, where he could stay with one of Udanka's friends. Thus, Banu Verma landed up in a town by the sea. His father's friend greeted him warmly and gave him a nice room in their house. The next day, Banu Verma set off to see the town. As he walked in the bazaar, he saw a man selling jackfruit. Now, Banu Verma had seen apples, oranges, mangoes, even jamuns, but jackfruit was something he had never set eyes upon. What a strange shape it had, and what a sweet smell. "How do you eat this?" he asked the man selling it. "Cut it, eat the fruit, and throw away the seed," replied the man. When Banu Verma heard that one big fruit cost only 2 annas, he was delighted and bought one. He carried it up to his room and proceeded to cut it open. He ate and ate the sweet fruit. It was like honey. Finally, when he was done, he realized that the gum from the fruit had made his hands all sticky. To get rid of the sticky gum, he wiped his hands on his dress, but that only made his dress sticky. He then tried to wash his hands with water, but the gum remained. He slapped his head in despair, and now his face too became sticky. Then he remembered there was a sack of cotton kept outside his door. He crept out quietly and tried to wipe his hands and face with the cotton, but he only managed to cover himself with the cotton, which now stuck fast onto his hands and face. The more cotton he used, the more it stuck to him. Feeling ashamed, he went to the backyard, where he knew there was a pot of hot water kept. By then it was evening, and his host was calling him for dinner. Not wanting to appear before him in that state, Banu Verma hid behind a tree. The people of the house called out for him for some time. Then, thinking he must still be out somewhere, they took the vessel of hot water inside and shut the door. Banu Verma looked this way and that. There was only the sheep shed now for him to sleep in. He went there and laid down among the sheep. That night, some thieves came to steal the sheep. When they saw Banu Verma covered in cotton, they thought he was the biggest sheep of all, carried him away. Poor Banu Verma dared not open his mouth to shout. At last, when they reached the outskirts of the town, they put him down. One close look at him, they fled, mocking him to be a ghost. Banu Verma stood by the roadside, wondering what to do. A milkmaid who was walking by saw the young man covered in cotton and asked him what had happened. When he told her, she laughed for a long time. Then she said, "You must always rub oil on your hands before you eat jackfruit. Otherwise, the gum will stick to your hands, and neither water nor cotton will take it off." She was very kind and took him to her house, where she gently removed all the cotton and the gum. Then Banu Verma set off back to town. After some weeks, when he came home, Udanka asked him, "So what did you see and what did you learn?" Banu Verma sighed and said, "Father, I saw many strange sights. I learnt many new things. But the biggest lesson I learnt was whatever you do, never eat a jackfruit. It is the most cunning fruit of all." Thank you.